Bill Scott, our guest, he's got an MBA and a degree in social work, and his company is called Innovation Partners International. They are indeed partners. Mm-hmm. What do you hear from people who you talk to in the workplace? Why are they disgruntled today? What do they want?
I think it's a lack of engagement. The research that's coming out indicates, as I said earlier, that about 3 out of 10 people feel that they're working towards their talents and their strengths, most of the time in workforces.
Right.
And that those folks feel like they're engaged. What really is fascinating for me is that we've had this huge emphasis on productivity and what can we do to create more, more productivity from our workforces. Mm-hmm. And the one area that I think we haven't looked at is how do we get more out of our people, and I think the way you do that is you align people's interests with those of the company.
Okay, and you hire well. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody wants the employee who would work till 10 at night, just because they love what they do and they care about the company. Yeah. Right? They're not clock punchers. They just want to be part of it.
And I think that that's the myth about productivity, is that we want people who are going to stay longer. Mm-hmm. I think what we want are people who are there working to their, when they get there, it's like, I can't wait to be at work. And when they look at the clock and they say it's 5 o'clock and it's time for me to go on and do those other things that give me a really well-balanced life, they go, wow, this day has just gone by quickly, and I wish I was, I had more time. But,
sure.
I think that what we have are people who could do more with their time if we allowed them to work within their areas of talent. And
have flex hours.
Yeah.
Why not? Because flexibility seems to be a big thing. What
Very
about physical space? Do you work with that? Do you have fresh air coming in? Is the space beautiful? Mm-hmm. Can you wear your jeans to work if you want to? You look at some of the new .com companies, and they can pretty much come in any outfit. They can work at 10 o'clock at night if they want, or they can start at 6 in the morning, whatever works with their time clock.
Yeah, I think that organizations that do those sorts of things start to get people's attention that change is possible. And those are the demonstrable things that organizations who perhaps haven't had the most positive environment can start to do. And they can listen to people around that sort of stuff and say, if you want to have the ability to come in and work at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that works for you and it works for the organization, then let's do it.
Sure.
And those little pieces that happen time after time, people start to have a different view of the organization and its leadership because now they're seeing change happen.
Right. Or the other thing is a social conscience. If I work for this company, I know they're giving back to society. Say they're selling shampoo. Yeah. Part of the shampoo profit goes to women who are abused or something like that. Or part of this hydro profit goes to green energy.
Yeah. And I think that's becoming more and more important for people in the workforce now, is that we're really starting to get people who are interested in other aspects of what the organization does.
Sure. Do you work with organizations where there has been a bit of a bloodbath or a big downsizing, so now people are in fear? They think, well, that was the first cut. Yeah. Am I next?
Yeah, in fact, one of the areas of specialty for some of the partners in our company is in mergers and acquisitions. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's one of the true tests of this kind of approach. Can you come into an organization that has been through that kind of serious conflict and say to them, okay, yeah, there's been some bad times, but we want to talk about, when this organization and the two predecessor organizations worked well. What was it that really, really worked well for you, and how can we build on that in this new organization in the future?
And of course, you have to trust the person who's telling you that. I work in radio and television, as you know. Yeah. I was working in radio one time, and we had the bloodbath, the Black Tuesday, or whatever we called it. Yeah. And the president came in and said, I want you to know everybody in this room is perfectly okay. Mm. It wasn't 3 months later, we were gone. The whole radio station was gone. Yeah. So it felt okay because everybody was canned. Yeah. You didn't take it personally. But what I knew is that he basically couldn't tell us. He couldn't say, by the way, we're in such trouble in 3 months, you'll all be gone, but we need you for 3 months.
Yeah. I think it's one of the big issues for people. Executives come out and say quite frequently, our people are our greatest assets. And they say that so much so that it's become almost, just one of those taglines. what occurs to me is that is in the actions. And if people truly believe that people are their greatest assets, then they start to treat them as assets on the balance sheet instead of expenses on the income statement.
Right.
And they say, like any other asset, we're going to do what it takes to help, avoid depreciation. And in fact, with people, you can actually have appreciation occur for the asset.
Okay, so if you were to give an organization a checklist, be it a restaurant or a Shaw cable company, and say, here's the checklist to figure out whether or not you're democratic.
Yeah. Well, I think that the key one is what kind of voice do your people have? What areas do you allow people to have the greatest say in? What is it that you want your people to be doing for most of their time together? Look at it from the perspective of, are they working in areas of talent and strength, or are they working to a job description that simply says, this is what the organization needs? Are you aligning what people want to do in their work life with what it is that the organization needs to have happen? Because it can't be simply about making it a very nice environment for employees. Right. It really has to be about, aligning the values of the organization with those of the employees.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Bill Scott from Innovation Partners International.
Yeah.
IPI?
Yes.
IPI.